We're going to start talking about LifeBoss Health and the many benefits that you can get through this program and through all the system that it has been designed over the years for many patients that usually come with any problem or any chronic disease. LifeBoss is an integrative system, it's an integrative program because when I started with all this journey about combining the management of the body, I knew that conventional medicine had certain limitations that were not really helping me to understand what was really happening in the process of disease. And because of this, many patients used to come to me, and sometimes because of all these medications, you can create side effects and sometimes even hide the cause on the underlying cause of why the patient was coming to start with. And because of this, I realized that I needed to find something that it was more integrative and it could combine the study of the body and also the mind. I knew the mind was a big component in the process of healing with patients and the energy that is needed for all these patients to heal. So I will explain how do we get this energy, but right now we are going to focus in that connection between body and mind, because that's what's mostly we are focused at the beginning of this program. This is a program that it has been designed to retrain the brain and the body to get that connection and reestablish that connection back. We usually come with that connection. And for many situations, experiences, traumas, and things that go through our lives, we tend to start breaking that connection. And we start stopping to listen what the body is trying to say, or the mind stops commanding the cells to do things that they should be doing, like healing, for example. And this method has been based mostly in neuroscience. So when I started researching about all of this, I decided that I needed to combine the neuroscience and all this new research that has been published recently regarding the change in neuroplasticity of the brain through some commands of the mind and things that you can, with your own thoughts, you can actually make changes in the rest of your body. And that's possible. So here we are basically using techniques that can achieve that mind reprogramming and to raise that self-healing capacity, because once you get that connection reestablished, it's going to be possible to send some cellular commands and to learn how to tell the cells to heal and how to teach them to self-heal through that subconscious retraining and achieving the cellular regeneration. That is mostly the goal here, to find that the ways to get that cellular regeneration. And with many other steps along the way, we will achieve that. And most patients that come to us at the beginning, that they usually say that they're not going to be able to achieve anything. They feel they are hopeless with anything that they can achieve now, and they don't trust themselves. They have a lack of confidence in these limiting beliefs that they can really make these changes themselves. They believe that I'm the one that's going to make the changes for them. And this is not the case, because it's something that they are going to be starting working with. And I will be just the mediator with that transformation, with that habit, with the training of the brain and the body to reestablish that connection back. And once the patient comes to us and they say that they have a problem, the main focus here is to know how we can solve that problem, how we can find the underlying cause of that problem. And we need to start by the roots of the problem. We need to start finding what was the main cause, why that patient is having all of these symptoms, and how long has that patient been going through all of this. Most roots had been there for many years, and they are usually there and they have been implanted from the first years of life, or sometimes before. the person was even born. And that is something that we will find, that is something that we are going to be able to know exactly how we can solve this problem, helped by the same brain and the mind telling us what was the cause of the disease. And that's the thing. Once we know that we need to find the roots, we need to know why and how the patient got this disease and got this problem to start with, we need to know how then we're going to get to those roots. There must be a way to get there and to solve it. And I knew there were two ways to get there, and both ways are very successful. However, they take some training or not. Deep meditations can be very good and very beneficial for patients that are already in the path of learning and self-awareness of how to train their own brain, their own mind to command the cells of the body. Usually most people, they do not have that connection, and when they start with this program, it's difficult for them to create the habit to start communicating between the mind and body. So that is something that they need to start relearning again, and it takes time. This is why I thought deep meditations might not be the best for them at the beginning, because it has to be for people that are already on the path of self-awareness and they know how the system works. Hypnosis is another technique, and I believe this is the easiest one. If you have a person that has been trained with hypnotherapy, and if this hypnotherapist knows exactly how to achieve that level of the mind where the root is. The mind is composed by several levels, and it has several elements, and they are all going to be involved in this process of healing and in this process of growing again and resetting that path between the mind and the body. It's not just a subconscious mind like many people think. That is one, it is one component and it's important. However, we do have other components of the mind, like the unconscious or the conscious mind, that they also play a big role in this. And a good hypnotherapist is a person that will be able to get there and to have a system to achieve those very deep roots and get them out. So they will know how to do that. And this is why, for me, in the case of this program of LifeBoss Health, we knew, because we did design, and I designed before a system that it was called HypnoCell, and we was mostly focused on the mind. But I knew that it was gonna, I was doing the same thing like when I was just doing medicine, because I went to medical school and then I knew a lot about the body, but I didn't know about the mind. So I studied about the mind, and then I was just focused on the mind. So I needed to go back into the body. And then I knew I needed to create a system that it could combine everything in an integrative way. And this is why I created LifeBoss Health, because it combines all the elements together, and it will help the person to achieve what they need in a way that is going to be integrative. It's not just one component. And talking about the component of the subconscious mind, and knowing that there is a neuroplasticity that can happen once we do the steps correctly and we know what we need to achieve, I created a set of steps that they're going to take some time. For some people, I usually tell them that this program might last between 6 to 9 months to get some results, or to get results. And it has to be something that it will be weekly or sometimes twice a week, the sessions, because you need to retrain the body and the mind to do this work. And once you do that, it creates a habit that it will be established by itself in the future. At the beginning, it needs to be a step-by-step process. And I created a set of steps that they're going to take some time, and probably a step one might take a few sessions, a step two might take a few more sessions, and so on, because it takes time. It's not something that we think, oh yeah, we're going to just do step one in one session and then step two in another session. It takes time. This is a process. And the first step in this is recognize the roots of the issue. So we need to find where the root is, how the root was there, implanted there, when was that, was it there, and how we can get it out. So these are certain steps that we're going to follow in order to know exactly how to find that root of the issue. And patients might come with several issues, so we usually find the one that is the most the priority right now, and that's the one that we're going to focus in. And after that, we will focus on other issues that have been involved, might be involved in the patient, and maybe side effects or secondary reactions from something that they're going through. However, we usually have to find and determine which one is the most important one, and we're going to find the root cause of that one first. The second step will be releasing the impact of the roots. The roots have been there for a long time. A root is like a seed that starts there in any time in your life, and it's going to start growing because your subconscious mind is going to close it. The way that he can deal with this is just to avoid it and to close it and put it somewhere and store it, thinking that nothing is going to happen. However, it's a seed, and it's going to start growing, and it's going to take space, and it's going to start affecting every system possible. And once we start releasing the impact of those roots, it takes time because we need to know how many systems were involved, how much it has been taken for over the years. It's usually something that it has been chronic. It has been there for a long time. And then we go to step 3, that is replacing that empty space, because we just released something and now we need to replace that, and that put something in that empty space that is going to be positive. So it could be positive thoughts, feelings, images, suggestions, visualizations, things that are going to be positive, that are going to start getting there and being implanted there now with new seeds that are going to bring positive things into the life and health. Then we're going to go to step 4, and step 4 is reinforcing those affirmations. So we need to make sure that all the levels of the mind, not just the subconscious mind, but all the levels of the mind believe in this process, and they believe that it can be possible to really reinforce that, to really do whatever you need to do when there is a problem, to really work on this, to really self-heal, to really self-regenerate. So he believes it's a reality. It's not something that he thinks that, well, I might be able to do it or not. No, he is confident. Oh, the mind is completely confident that that's going to happen. And because now the mind and the body have a connection, and a strong connection, it means that now that communication is going to flow easily, and the cells are going to get the message of self-regeneration, self-healing, and they're going to be doing that by themselves. And the step 5 is repeating and visualize. Once we start doing this, and it creates a habit in the patient, and the patient knows that it's been doing this for a long time, and it knows how to do it, it knows how to do its own sessions, so they can start doing the self-hypnosis, the self-meditations, and it's easier for them. And then that's why I connected it with step 1. Why? Because if we get another route, because we're humans and we might go through any situation, and if we go through another route that we might encounter along the way, then we know how to solve it, how to get rid of that, and how to implant new ideas and thoughts that are positive for us. And that's a cycle. It is a cycle. It's going to be happening all the time. It's not going to stop. And it's beautiful because once you get that habit and set the habit of doing it, your mind and body are going to be retrained to do these processes. Then what are we going to get out of this? The results are creating lasting changes, because it's not something that is going to be temporarily. We see that usually easy fixes, they go away very fast. And if we do something that takes time, and that's another thing that patients ask me, I have been going through all this program, religiously every week, and I still haven't seen much of a result. And I say to them, things are happening, things are changing inside of you. However, remember, how long have you been, bringing all of this chronicity into your life? How long have you been going through all of these problems? Years. And you cannot expect to get rid of this for in days, in hours. It's not possible. It takes time, it takes work. It doesn't take more than a year, but it takes time. It takes some work and commitment, and you need to be open to that. And you're going to get also a reprogramming limiting beliefs. So those beliefs that were limiting you, thinking that you were not capable to do something, that you were not going to be able to achieve that healing, that's going to be reprogrammed, and then you're going to start believing that yes, you can do it. That's one of the consequences of the rewiring of the brain and the body, because now you know that all the commands are coming directly from the mind, and the cells of the body will just respond. They are not just going to respond to any message that is coming along, or you won't be ignoring your body anymore. No, now you are aware of what is happening there, and this will definitely unblock the subconscious limiting beliefs, and you will be releasing a full potential of possibilities of things that you could do with your life. That's great, because most people, what I see them doing is things that they never thought they could do before. And they start doing things that are new into their lives. They start creating new businesses, new ideas, new relationships. And now they trust themselves and they trust their future. And that's great. And when I was talking about the energy and the component of the energy, because we need the energy to survive, we need to do that. We need to generate good energy in order to keep that connection flowing, that connection between the mind and body. And we need some added work. How do we going to get that energy? We create that energy by setting healthy habits, by eating the right foods that are nutritious, that are the very high superfoods, the ones that are called superfoods. And I do provide some list of superfoods that I recommend in my program. And also lifestyle changes. If you're doing things that are not contributing for you to be healthy, then it's not going to work either. And because we need ways to generate enough energy, and that energy is going to be consumed by you in the first months of work. So if you're going to be working on this, your body needs the energy, your mind needs lots of energy, and your body is going to need that energy to self-regenerate. And that energy needs to come from somewhere, and we're going to generate that energy by eating the right foods and doing the right exercises and the right lifestyle. I do have also some recommendations from people and doctors that are specialized in this area, and you can go and see them too in combination with the program, and have a look at their programs too and see if it works for you and for your calendar and for your time. And it might be great, because it's a way for you to generate that extra energy that we are going to be needing. And another thing that we use here in this program is the frequencies. I did create some frequencies that have been copyrighted, because I created them myself, and they are directed into different systems of the body that we're going to be working on. The ones that I chose that are my favorite are the binaural ones and solfeggio frequencies, and I usually combine them with the sessions of hypnotherapy. However, sometimes I like some of my patients to use them without the hypnotherapy, just to use them every night if there's something that we're working on. But there is definitely something that is going to be an added bonus, because I like to use the frequencies, and they have been designed especially for every single case. And sometimes I even design new frequencies for each patient, because I know that I want to work in several systems in a time. And what are these frequencies? These are sounds that you're gonna be playing music, because these sounds you're not gonna even hear them. They are hidden into relaxing music, and they are part of this protocol of my therapies to stimulate the human brain waves. And what they do is that they promote healing. We do have different frequencies. Some frequencies promote healing, and some frequencies can actually promote disease. They are only detected by the brain, and the cells know and vibrate according to the frequency and the type of frequency. Usually the natural frequency is 6 to 7.5 hertz. And when we are exposed to different frequencies, and in this case, sometimes they are very high frequencies, the cells are going to vibrate in certain ways that they're going to promote this healing and neuroplasticity, these changes in the cells. And this is really great. With solfeggio, I work with different ones. I like to work with 528, 565. So different frequencies that I use depending on the disease, depending on the patient and what we need to achieve. And also we have the binaural frequencies that they usually higher than 1,000 hertz, and they're going to be playing in 2 different frequencies in each ear. So you might be hearing a different one in one ear and a different one in another ear without even knowing and noticing that, but your brain knows about that. And the difference between them is never more than 30 hertz. So I try to combine them in a way that I know how the brain and the mind is going to, in the cells, they are going to react to different frequencies. And I have seen that patients that go through them, they get results faster than the ones that don't. So what is it like becoming a life boss? Once you want to be a life boss, which is that the boss of your own life, and that's basically it's just, you're going to be the commander, the master of your own life. You will get total control of your body, of your mind, and your future. In the case of your body, you are going to be capable of self-healing, these processes of self-regeneration, and also able to know and learn easily about the signs and the signals that your body is going to be sending when something is not working right. So you will know exactly what is going on in your body, and you're going to be able to do something about it. Not like before, that sometimes we live a life that we are oblivious of what is happening, or we tend to ignore the signs and symptoms until the thing just goes into a way that is unbearable. But no, in this case, you will be able to know and to detect that something is not right, and you will do something about it. In control of your mind, you're going to be able to transform the thoughts. That if you have a thought that it could be negative, that it can affect you in any way, you're going to be able to transform it in a way that is going to keep that balance into each component of your mind. Because as I said before, this is not something that works with one level of the mind. We are working with different levels of the mind that are important here to get the results. So we are not just working and focusing one part of the mind. We are focusing several ones that are going to really play a role here. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to be in control of your mind, and in different parts of your mind that you're going to know that if something is not working right, you're going to be able to transform those thoughts. And when I talk about controlling your future, it's a way of telling you that you're so empowered now that you're going to be, because now you're in control of your mind and also in control of your body. And that will definitely open many doors of opportunities that you never thought that were possible. Things that you never thought that were possible to you to achieve, now you're going to be able to do them. And things are going to look brighter, clearer. Things are going to look even easier for you. Things that you thought, no way I'm going to do this in the future, you're going to do it. I do have patients that didn't even want to leave their house because they were scared of going out. And now they're traveling around the world. Or people who were even afraid of getting money out of their account, and now they are starting their own businesses. So it's just a huge range of opportunities that can open for you to become a life boss. And that's the question that I usually ask people when they come to me. If you are ready, are you really ready to regain this control? Are you ready to be the master of your own life? And to take that action and to make this happen, you need to believe that it can happen, and it's possible for it to happen. You need to know that you are capable of doing it. If you don't, it doesn't mean that you're not going to reach that level. However, it's going to take a bit longer for you. But I have seen that people and patients that come to me and say that they are ready and they know that they have to do all this kind of work, they get better results than the ones that don't. And today, many more people are taking action and becoming life bosses because they know that many people right now know that health is not just one component. Health is many other things, and it's not just one element, and you need to work in an integrative way in order to get those results. The next step that you need to do if you are interested in making these changes and achieving these levels of achievement, of success in your life, is to contact our team, because you're going to go into a waiting list that we have for this program. We do have a waiting list because I offer this program and it's personalized. It's something that I'm not offering in a group of people. You're not going to be in a group of people with us in a session. You're going to be with me one by one to one. We're going to be one to one in a Zoom or Skype conference, and it's going to be a session that it will last 60 minutes, usually 60 minutes. And then we're going to be talking about what is happening. At the beginning, as I said, we have a first session that we're going to discuss your problem. We're going to discuss what is going on, what is happening, what are your expectations, how many sessions you might be needing. Usually is between 6 to 9 months. And the sessions are usually once a week and sometimes twice a week. Some patients, they do request to have twice a week, most patients actually, because they feel that they're going to get better results, and the habit of getting this program it gets easier for them once they set that habit. And it depends of availability. We can do it twice a week or once a week. It is a program that really works. I have seen very good results. This is why I talk to people about this. This is why I confidently think that it works, because it's an integrative way of really achieving that thing that you didn't think you could achieve. And I am a person, I have been a life boss myself. I created this program for myself at the beginning. I thought that it was going to work. I was confident, and it did. And now I'm leading a great life because I know that I'm the master of my own life and my body, and my mind is the commander, and my mind just creates good thoughts. This is why I recommend this to you. And I wanted to tell you that even if you don't choose this program, and if you want to go through hypnotherapy, and if you want to make these changes happening, find a good hypnotherapist that can really help you, that can work in a program that is personalized, that is not in a group. We do have some group sessions sometimes for people that are more advanced, and that's upon request. They usually request me to do group sessions because they want to ask questions, and it gets really entertaining, and it gets really long too, because they want to talk about so many things and their own experiences, which is great. But this is not a program that is going to be sharing any of your information or anything about your experiences unless you want to do it by yourself. That's why I believe that this is great. And well, I hope that it can help you to know more about what this program is about and what can you really expect once you get into this and on the waiting list. So if you decide to come with us, that you're welcome, and I look forward to see you very soon.